I'm Jack Bouwmeester, and you're watching Utefans.net.
Hey Ute fans, you're watching another great episode of The Extra Point, brought to you by the Ken Garff University Club and presented by Utefans.net. I'm your host, Andy Brown, and I'm joined by Cole Beck and Devin Kaufusi. How are you guys doing?
Phenomenal after that win.
Yes.
Ain't no valley low enough from last week, ain't no mountain high enough to this week, right?
Exactly. No, right on the head. It's a lot more fun doing the post-game talk show after a win.
No kidding. Initial impressions of the game.
We checked off a lot of keys to success. I will say this, when you have a number of first downs that is 9 times the amount of points that you have scored against you, you should win big. And that's what happened today. 26 first downs, it's got to be some type of a record. It's got to be some type of a record. Defense held it solid, even when they were put on the short end of the field. I had a feeling we wouldn't pitch a shutout, but it wouldn't come against our defense. It would come from some other junk points, and unfortunately, that's what we saw. But overall, it was fun to watch.
Devin.
Just the bounce back. Last week we talked about finding a way after the tough loss to come back. Coach Way even hit on it, was, not letting the second team beat you, or not having a one loss beat you twice. Coming out and responding, just playing bully football, kept it consistent, was moving bodies with the offensive line, running backs having a great game, as well as the defense, only giving up 2 first downs, I believe.
That sounds right. Sounds right.
Yeah, so well done.
The first downs speak to the flow of the game. We had 6 on the first drive. We had 10 after our second score, 26 overall. Time of possession doesn't even reflect that. There was like 36 minutes to 24, which you would think with that many first downs, it would be heavily in our favor, but we were just churning and holding on to that ball.
So how about the defensive performance? What do you think, Devin?
Phenomenal. Miles Battle was able to get in there, really see him having a good day with that interception and turnover he had, as well as the defensive line, making it really tough for ASU to throw the ball. Just solid, stiff, sound defense, which is what we look for here at Utah, here in the culture that we have. Just really playing our ball, bullying the other team.
Yeah, we should have seen what happened today. Let's be frank, ASU's offense is not very potent. And we saw them go through even more quarterbacks today. They're struggling on offense. I was hoping that we would see a defensive domination type of performance, preparing for what we have next week, and we did get that from the defense.
And how about the offensive production today? 55, Cal.
The offensive production, you're talking about 352 yards on the ground. That's amazing. We had all but 2 ball carriers average over 4 yards a carry. And I've said week in and week out, Jay Jackson is the keystone to the offense. If he averages over 3 yards a carry, it takes the pressure off of the arm and the quarterback. It allows the lanes to open up, gets people pulling into the box, which open up those curls routes later on. It was an overall effort by the offense. The rushing game is what led the charge.
Offense, Devin Kaufusi.
Yes, dominant. It reminded me of Stanford a couple years ago when we went down there and every running back seemed to be breaking big plays. That's what we were able to see today with JJ, as well as Jalen, even Charlie Vincent getting in there for the touchdown at the end. Was super happy for him and how hard that running back room works.
Now, the opposite end of that rushing game is it opened up the passing lanes.
Yes.
Because Barnes was hitting those curls, he was hitting those shallow crossers because they were sloning out and starting to load the box with the running game. How about the catch by McLean in the corner of the end zone?
Oh, my goodness.
If you missed it, watch ESPN tomorrow because that guy got mossed.
It was pretty much one-handed.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful athletic play. And you were speaking earlier about our 2 wide receivers that had big plays today. You've been waiting for them to make their announcement, and it seemed like today was it.
Yes, exactly. Munir is an athletic freak. Him being able to get up and get that ball, been waiting to see it since he's been up here. Just head tapped the guy, mossed him, was electric to see. As well as see Landon King still coming into play, as well as Vele in the first half, having those big plays, which we'd love to see with him.
The extra point blessing carries through again. Vele with a huge first half, 2 touchdowns, was unstoppable. You had Glover in the backfield. You had Money Parks coming out making plays. Our guests are starting to perform again.
And a shout out to Bryson Barnes. Heck of a game for Bryson. What do you guys think about his performance today?
Tough as well. Like I said, he mentioned, getting over last week and coming in to perform. Him being able to make those big time throws, as he's mentioned, as the offense progressed with the running the ball, as well as him running the ball, being able to run there, and then even having Nate come in, break one off as well. Really happy for everyone seeing the playing time they had.
The quarterbacks managed the game extremely well. They were productive and explosive when they needed to. It seemed like everything was going their way, and hopefully this momentum carries through Seattle next weekend.
So is there anything that we need to clean up? I mean, I know we just won by 52 points, but how do you guys feel about the performance of special teams in this game?
There's a lot of things on all sides of the ball we need to clean up. And I will say again, ASU is not a dominating performance-type football team. They're not very efficient. They rank extremely low in every possible category. It is a great win. But there is a lot of stuff, like Whittingham said, to see on the film and tighten up, spit and polish before they get on that plane for Seattle. Special teams has been kind of something out of sight, out of mind, but it keeps creating some problems. I have every confidence that they're going to sew that up in the week. It's just a matter of finding the right guys and how they execute it. There are the athletes there. It's just a matter of finding out who's going to do it and perform it.
Exactly. Knowing alignment, assignment, and executing, even on the special teams there. Special teams, one big play can change the momentum of the game.
Oh, yes.
So being able to, especially heading up to Seattle next week, thank goodness, against ASU and how the score was, those special teams plays, we were exposed and broke there. But when you play a great team, a more potent team that we mentioned, they'll make you pay on any of those special teams errors or, missed assignments. So definitely got to clean that up heading up into Seattle.
So when I saw Jaquindon Jackson go down, I mean, there's a collective shriek from the crowd, obviously. You said, Cal, he's the cornerstone of our offense, no doubt, right?
He's the keystone. His averages and his yards push and open up the playbook even more.
So I'd wager on that we probably don't see him next week in Seattle.
I've seen him keep tweaking his ankle. It gets rolled up on when he gets tackled. It's one of the elements of a hip tackle, which they're looking to outlaw in the NFL next year. It's hard to be that powerful of a back with a bum wheel. I hate seeing him break down and cut because I'm like, ooh, is this the one? He is an important factor. He gives us the north and south in the downhill run. Is he back next week? Fingers crossed that he is. Every week when he's limped to the sideline, I've wondered if this is the last week, and he comes back strong the next week. So I have a feeling he's going to rebound just as strong next week and be back to being what he was doing next week in Seattle.
Jaquindon Jackson, if you're watching, we wish you a speedy recovery, and we'll be right back.
It's a community coming together to support University of Utah student athletes. It's our town, it's our team.
Our town, our team.
Crimson Collective, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
We're in.
Our town, our team.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
Our town, our team.
Crimson Collective, our town, our team.
Welcome back to the show, Ute fans. I'm joined here by Cal the Rocket Beck and Devin Kaufusi. We've got a big game against UW, the University of Washington, up in Seattle next weekend. What do you guys think? I mean, Devin, you've played up there. What's it like playing in Seattle?
Oh, it's rowdy. They show out. That purple rain up there, hostile environment over there by the water. Some history, Utah and Washington. Back and forth, had a lot of good games throughout the series and throughout the years of the Pac-12. It's going to be a tough one on the road for sure, but if we play our ball, we'll be able to handle things.
What do you think, Cal?
I had this game circled on the calendar from the get-go. I'm going to the game. It's going to be that type of a matchup. You're talking about probably the front-runner, Heisman Trophy winner favorite in Michael Penix Jr. with their quarterback against our stout and consistent defense week in and week out. That's the main matchup that I'm willing to watch. They're going to see some athletic talent on levels that they haven't seen in a couple of weeks. It's going to be a challenge to every side of the ball. It's going to be a tough road game on the road, but good teams find ways to win. We're clicking. I hope this momentum, it's not an emotional letdown, but I'm excited to see what happens next week in Seattle.
And UW is undefeated. They're a great team. We give them all the credit in the world, but they've had a lot of close victories.
Oh, they've had some scares.
Namely, Arizona State.
Yes.
They beat them 15-7.
They've had some close scares, but good teams find a way to win, even when things aren't going their way. They are explosive. We thought Oregon was fast. You're going to see even more explosiveness on all sides of the ball. We've got our work cut out for us, but that's what football is.
Do we have a chance to win this game in Seattle?
Absolutely.
Always.
Always. Especially moving into November. November football is tough. You're starting to feel the weight of the season, the marathon, start to wrap up there. As we've seen injuries all season. Whoever comes out and wants it more you're able to see these games. Teams that shouldn't win in November. So, like you said, good teams win on the road. It's what we got to do to take control of our destiny and keep having the season we're hoping to have.
And speaking of November, a lot of Ute fans will remember no-win November. We've come a long way. But let's preview the rest of the schedule because we've got Washington.
Tough road game.
And then we've got Arizona.
Who's playing extremely well. We play on the road there as well.
And then we're playing Coach Prime in Colorado.
We've got the show coming to town.
So what do you guys think about these matchups against Arizona and Colorado? Arizona scares me.
Yes.
That one scares me.
A team with nothing to lose, everything to gain. Those are the scariest teams to play against.
Scariest teams to play. They're throwing the ball. They're taking chances, letting their athletes shine through over in Arizona. So will also be a really good game, as well as Colorado. Like I said, prime time coming to Salt Lake. It's been great what they've been doing over there, but I really hope we're able to keep the Utah-Colorado trend that we've had the past couple of years.
I'm interested to see his take on playing in Rice-Eccles.
Yes.
He's played in some hard stadiums already as a player and as a coach, but I'm interested to see his take on Rice-Eccles and our fans.
Yes.
So Cal and Devin, win-loss predictions for the rest of the season. Washington, Arizona, Colorado. What do we take away from those? How many do we win?
Oh, that's a tough number to nail down. Being bowl eligible and being a great and fun team to root for. And that's one thing about our team is we are accepting the challenges every week, even as a fan base, and are excited to see the team grow and work through their adversity, even beyond the injury field. I have a feeling that we end the season with some strong wins, and we end up getting a very good bid to a bowl because number one, we travel well. Number two, we always play well in bowl games. And number three, we'll still have a chip on our shoulder from the results of this season. Mathematically, we're not eliminated. I'm not saying that, but there comes a point when realism sets in and we're running out of daylight.
You know what? The team's in a similar situation as we were last year. I remember Coach Witt telling us, the pen's in our hand and we're writing the story. All we got to do is our job. Like you said, that mathematically equation, how it boils down to, there's some things we can't control. But last year, we took care of our side of the business. It ended up rolling our way, and we were able to take advantage of making that championship game. So I'm hoping we close the season out strong. And from there, who knows? We'll see where we end up playing.
And another important factor with the remaining of the schedule, recruiting.
Yes.
We're going to have a lot of recruits coming in to watch these games, and this is a big say for, hey, this is why you should come here. So please turn out, be loud, and we'll continue to roll.
If I told you guys how many injuries we were going to have before the season and that Brant Keithy and Cam Rising wouldn't play and that we would start the season 7-2, what would you guys think? 7-2.
Oh, man. It'd be hard to believe it, let alone injuries plus those two. It's really been impressive. I really think people need to understand, especially the fans, to be 7-2 where we are with the team and the cards we've been dealt. You don't see this happen very often, but that's just been the tough, gritty Utah man spirit that we have on this team.
Our roster's been more diverse than the meal choices at the athlete chow hall in the training center. I mean, we've seen anybody and everybody come onto the sideline, but if you would have told me that scenario with any other team, I would have had it hard to believe. Yeah. But knowing the way that Whittingham runs a program and knowing what happens up here on the Hill, you know what? All bets on Utes. I would have said, you know what? If there's a team that could do it, it would be the Utes.
And that's because, in my opinion, coaching staff. Would you guys disagree? I mean, we've got the players. Obviously, the athletes make the plays. They show up every week to play. But what about the coaching job by the coaching staff here?
Oh, phenomenal. When stuff gets tough, you want to look to someone, and it starts from the top down with Coach Witt. And all the coaches there are a tight unit. They got each other's back. Got the players' backs on all that adversity that they face, and we just find a way to keep going and find a way to, give us the best chance that we got.
We talk about family and the camaraderie within the Ute system, being a player, former players, current players, all of that. It extends into the locker room and into the coaching staff as well. Even with the coaching staff that I was with, these are a core group of guys that stay around each other because it is a family project for each and one of them. They enjoy what they're doing. They enjoy being under the umbrella of Whittingham and the Whittingham coaching tree, and they are a cohesive, tight, effective unit, and that gets good teams through the season through adversity.
So the Utes are 7-2 after trouncing the Arizona State Sun Devils 55-3. Check out this next segment featuring field goal kicker Cole Becker.
Hey guys, I'm Jack Bouwmeester and welcome to Goal Line Gossip, proudly presented by Utefans.net. Today we've got the kicker on, Cole Becker. Cole, how you going, mate?
Doing good, how are you?
Yeah, good. When you kick a game winner, is there anything different going through your head than a normal regular kick, or?
It might be a little more stressful, but you just try and approach it the same way as a normal kick and try not to build it up too much in your head.
You consider yourself a bit of a golfer, a few TikToks here and there, but what's your golf handicap?
Probably about 10 right now, hoping to get it down to scratch next summer.
Why do you think the specialists like to golf so much?
I think it translates really well into what we do with football. The swing plane, everything like that, it like mentally kind of translates into the swing without actually having to be like around football all the time.
And it's all a bit of a mental game as well.
I would say it's mostly all mental, yeah.
Apart from the swing.
Yeah.
What's the first big kick you ever made? And then secondly, what is the biggest kick you've ever made?
First big kick I ever made, freshman year of high school, 26-yard game winner or something like that. Biggest kick I ever made was probably USC versus Utah.
Yeah, and that was a good one.
Yeah, it was all right.
Did you think you hit that one pretty sweetly, or because I know you like stub the ground sometimes and you give me the feedback. Did you think you smoked that one?
I smoked it. Yeah.
How did you find your way to getting into field goal kicking? Like why being a kicker?
I was big into basketball and soccer when I was younger, and then when I got to high school, they got moved in the same season, so I ended up choosing basketball, and it was kind of like a natural next step to try kicking. I also had a family friend who kicked for Boise State who kind of got me into it.
Do you wear special shoes when you kick? I know you're pretty particular about your cleats, but do you wear special shoes?
Yeah, I like to go a size smaller. I can get really particular.
Yeah. Go for it. That's what the fans want to know.
Right foot is about a size and a half smaller than like a wear-around shoe would be. Left would be half a size to a size smaller, and always soccer cleats.
Why don't you just kick it like straight off your toe like they used to in the old days?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be pretty hard.
Would you just rock with those cleats I used to wear, the ones with the block toe?
Just the flat on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Would you rock with one of those?
If I was back in those days, yeah. I mean, if I had one, I might try it out.
How about just ripping the cleat off and going barefoot?
I've thought about it. I've done it before. It's not that hard.
What about if it's like freezing cold? Have you ever done it there?
It's even better. Yeah. Can't feel your foot then.
Yeah. Who do you think's more important to the team, the punter or the kicker?
I mean, kickers win games, and we score points. I mean, in general, if I had to give it to one of us, it'd probably be you. Setting up like field position is probably more important than 3 points or 1 point here and there.
But in some scenarios, it was pretty critical though.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's pretty even. Yeah.
If you weren't a kicker, what would be your dream position?
Got to be punter. It's the easiest job on the field.
You want to be a punter? Oh, easiest job on the field. Spare me.
Yeah, no, I mean, all you do is just kick a ball far, and the rest of the team does they just cover for you.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, I heard from a secret source you're a bit of a cat man. Love your cats. Why cats, and how many, and names?
Huge cat guy. 2 cats, Tigra, Petra. Got them both from a shelter about 5-6 years ago. Cats are awesome because once they're house trained, they just do whatever. Like, you don't have to take them for walks or anything like that. They'll meow occasionally, but all you gotta do is just give them food and somewhere to go to the bathroom, and you're good.
Where'd you grow up, mate?
Just outside of Sacramento, a town called Rockland, California.
And how many brothers and sisters?
1 older brother.
And he's EQ manager at Boise, if I'm correct?
Indeed.
What do you like about home? Like, what's your favorite thing about home?
It's just been a nice place to retreat to when we get breaks and whatnot. Just go back, see friends, family. Just kind of have like a home base to kind of relax at.
What's your favorite thing about Utah and Salt Lake City?
Utah is not really what I expected it to be. It's a lot cooler. Salt Lake is awesome because you get that city feel, but it's not like a huge city. You can get a little bit of downtown, a little bit of suburb. The mountains are like right there. So there's a lot to do. And I feel like in comparison to other big cities, it just feels more like a home than a lot of other places.
Do you consider yourself an outdoors man, or?
I wouldn't say I'm an outdoorsman. I could survive if you like put me in a scenario, but like I wouldn't choose to.
So if someone's taking you on a weekend around Salt Lake City, where are you going?
On a weekend? I mean, we're probably golfing. Probably go up to Park City, see what's up there, and then come back down to Salt Lake.
And he is single, by the way.
Maybe.
Now, you're a finance major. Why are you studying finance, and where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, I like numbers. I've always been good with them, and the math that comes with finance just kind of suits me. In 5 years, I could see myself being like a financial analyst, helping people with portfolios or managing different assets that they have, just finding different ways to help people with financial troubles.
And where do you see yourself living in 5 years?
Seattle, Washington, baby.
Seattle?
Yeah. I love the clouds, man.
And a cat guy.
And the cats.
Who's a role model in your life, and who inspires you to get better?
I would say probably my family in general, but specifically my brother. Got to play a year of football with him my junior year, his senior year. And he always wanted to play college football. Wasn't able to get to the level he wanted to, but it almost feels like he can kind of live out that dream through me. So just, I mean, him supporting me and wanting me to succeed is kind of like watching us both play. So he's been a big inspiration, and yeah.
Do you prefer him holding or me?
You.
What's been a challenge in your life?
Yeah, I mean, just like dealing with injuries, this season especially. I've never dealt with an in-season injury, so it's been kind of a different adjustment for me. But just working on rehabbing, getting back, and kind of knowing that like things will take longer than I want them to, and just having to be okay with it.
Who would you say is the biggest joker, funniest teammate?
I would say you're probably in the running.
Is it just because of my accent though?
Yeah, and your nationality for sure. You're pretty funny. I mean, I've been having some good laughs with Bryson recently too.
Yeah, Bryson is pretty funny. Like, he is up there. I'd say him and Junior Tafuna.
Junior, yeah, that dude puts on a show for sure.
I'm Jack Bouwmeester.
And I'm Cole Becker.
And you're watching Utefans.net.
The Ken Garff University Club in Rice-Eccles Stadium is Utah's premier social club. Members enjoy incredible dining experiences, co-working spaces, exclusive member events, and fun game experiences like tailgating, pep rallies, and watch parties. Membership starts as low as $80 a month and is actively accepting new memberships. To learn more about joining this beautiful club, go to kengarfuniversityclub.com to learn more.
Did you guys know Devin Kaufusi's famous? He was up on the big screen. How'd it feel?
Devin squared.
It was a good time. No, I was like, I've been to every game and I haven't been on this up on the screen, but it was nice seeing Devin Lloyd down there. I was able to catch up with him, and while we were over there, they wanted to honor Devin. And Devin, so.
I love the camera angle, panning from below up. You guys look like you were 9 feet tall.
Yeah, no, it was a good time down there, and I haven't seen Devin in a long time. He came up to catch some good weather up here, so it was a good time to be at Rice-Eccles.
You looked really big up on the screen. I mean, you're already big.
Yes.
You just looked a lot bigger.
Yeah, they blowing up on this Giants 40-foot screen. That was fun. That was really fun.
Utefans.net would like to take a moment to recognize two of our great friends, Ryan and Charlotte Artigue, for supporting us along the way. You guys are awesome, and you're great Ute fans.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching another great episode of The Extra Point, brought to you by the Ken Garff University Club and presented by Utefans.net, the original home for Ute fans. Check us out on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Music, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go Utes.
Go Utes.
Go Utes.